The NFL playoffs are here, and this matchup on Wildcard Weekend is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bengals and the Bills under the lights on Sunday night.
Playoff fever has come to upstate New York, and there's a look at Highmark Stadium here in Orchard Park. Tonight, we wrap up a great Sunday here in Super Wildcard Weekend, as it'll be the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the postseason on EA Sports. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, that's really all I need to say to get you fired up. It's the postseason on EA Sports.
And no one's more fired up than the guys who are going to be playing in this game. This is what they fought for all year long. Go back to the OTAs, the mini camps, training camp, throughout the season.
The third of 3 games to finish up this Sunday. We might save the best for last. And off we go here in the wild card round. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd down and a yard. First run now for Kyron Williams. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Purdy looking to throw. A short throw to Ingram. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down. Purdy now to throw. He targets Ingram for another grab. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he's for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 36. And they'll fake the jet sweep and instead give up the middle to Williams. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
Caught left side, Williams. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. So still 14 yards to go, 2nd down. Purdy will look to throw again here. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Gonna need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. McPherson's kick is good. Not a touchdown, obviously, but playoffs, you're on the road. At least you put something on the board.
I would agree with that totally. You're not exactly sending a message to the opposition, but you are letting them know that you came to play.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021, Trey Lance.
And he comes into this wild card round off of a really good regular season, better than 30 touchdown passes. And he said he feels like he can take some shots against the secondary. In fact, in our meeting, he said not only can he take shots, he expects to do it early.
And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And this is what you want to do in the first half of a playoff game, get the running game established. He was a big part of their run to a division title, so they're going to rely on him to carry a heavy load here in the playoffs. It rips off a nice run there.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down.
And I think this is what we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. They'll go again with Gibbs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
That's Deion Dawkins, the left tackle. From midfield, here's Lance. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So, Charles, this a defense that hasn't made a lot of mistakes like this on the road to this playoff matchup, but that a bad one there.
Yeah, you definitely want to rattle and shake up the quarterback, but you know you've got to do it the right way. Otherwise, that cloth's going to be on the ground.
They work now on 2nd and 9. And Lance going to throw. Man open left side, it's Williams. And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Smith, the man in motion left. And Lance now to throw. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 19. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. And I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse happens. They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball, and they're the ones dictating to the defense.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Now Lance on the bootleg. That's to the sideline and incomplete. Following the play here, now we've got an injury. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. So on 4th down, out is Tyler Bass in the Buffalo field goal unit. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. The kick by Bass is good. And the Bills are going to tie the game. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They bring the 5 seed into the playoffs. Of course, they're one of the wild card teams. And when you're a wild card team, it makes it a little bit tougher. You have to win the extra game, but there's been a precedent set of teams doing that successfully in the past.
And it's usually teams that have aspects that really jump out at you and are really factors in the playoffs. I mean, Pittsburgh, they rode a heavy run game with Jerome Bettis when they won in 2005. And then don't forget the Giants in 2007, that season, pass rush. Remember how big that was for them during the playoffs. And for Green Bay, it was the quarterback play of Aaron Rodgers. So to me, it's a matter of what's going to affect the game in a big way. Can that aspect of your team really make those plays? A lot of times it's pass rush and quarterback play.
Terrell Bernard getting in there to drop him for a sack. So a nice bounce back there defensively after giving up the big play.
Yeah, you can either get down on yourself or you can get motivated. And that time, they dropped him for a loss. So I would say that they got motivated and made the play.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now Purdy. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So on 4th down, out is Ryan Rico to punt. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. Lance looking to throw it. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. In motion left goes Smith. Here's Lance. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
That's well done defensively. They get the pressure they needed on 3rd down. All the receivers are locked up tight, and they force that quarterback to just throw it away.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Back to throw, Purdy. That's complete to Mooney. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. Quick throw there is incomplete. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it, because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they've certainly gotten him involved in this first half, and on 3rd down, they looked his way again. And what a delight for his quarterback to find him and keep the drive moving.
And the tight end goes in motion left. Purdy. A short throw to Ingram. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it'll be second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Being chased out left. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
A short throw to Ingram. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins. It's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. First and 10. From down at the 12, it's first and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. They're backed up here with a first and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Purdy. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to bring up second down. Once more, Purdy looking to throw. To the right side and intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And the Bills force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. Third down and 1. Gibbs will try and pick it up. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10. The Bengals set to take over. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
I don't know about you, partner, but I just came out of my chair. Big-time run right there, and all of a sudden I realized...
Didn't reach the chains, did he?
How do you go that far? Create that type of an explosive play that'll be a...
But a big gain, that helps. Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass, and they get 12 yards out of it.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw. and they hooked up there for a first down.
He'll get this to Lazard. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Throwing here, Purdy. That one caught by R, the tight end. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
First down, Cincinnati.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Purdy will set up to throw it here. That's complete to Lazard. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. These two teams all tied after one. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. Second and a couple as they've got it as we resume action. Purdy looking to throw. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. So they'll decline the penalty there and go ahead and keep the yards lost on that last play. Purdy from the gun. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? So instead of forcing the field goal, it'll be first and goal.
Yeah, the force was trying to make something happen that just didn't need to, right? I mean, the plays happen, let it go. It's over. Instead, he creates a penalty.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Kyron Williams, a 2-yard touchdown grab, and the Bengals have taken the lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a Bengals score. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
A gain of 3, second down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Shotgun now for Lance. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. To throw, it's Lance. Setting up the screen, this is Gibbs. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. That one goes against Deion Dawkins. From the gun, it's Lance. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. The offense on third down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 17. Throwing now is Lance. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Brock Purdy and the offense back out there. Last series, the ball never hit the ground. 6 of 6, touchdown pass. So whatever he did then, do it again, right?
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of when I watch the best quarterbacks throw 7-on-7 or even routes versus air. They're accurate. The receivers catch it. The ball never touches the ground. Or if you want to take it to basketball, a well-executed fast break, right? Pass, pass, pass. Finish at the rim, basket. Yeah, ball.
And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Purdy now to throw. Caught left side, Williams. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
This is fielded at the 27. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Now Lance. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Off the option, here's Gibbs. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down at the 43-yard line.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. Here's Lance to throw it. He finds Bateman over the middle. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. And Lance now to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. The slot man in motion right. Here's Lance. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Bills passing game getting them down the field. They've got another 1st down.
That's another Buffalo.
Working from the gun. Lance. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Now a 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Now Lance going to throw. That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
The Bengals offense getting set and ready to go again here. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. So the completion good for 7 there, and it's 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Throw right side, taken in by Collins. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Out of the gun, Purdy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 40. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another 1st.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
Now Purdy. And this will be caught by Mooney. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. A ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. They'll send the tight end in motion. Back to throw, Purdy. He's into space past the 25. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. 30 yards.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
Williams trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Williams again. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Kyron Williams with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Bengals have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 17-3. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was capped off by the Kyron Williams touchdown run. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the 1st half. They've got to turn things around quickly. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Nice way to start the drive. Gain of 12 and a 1st down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now a play fake. Lance. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Going back to Gibbs on 1st down. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Lance on the option left. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 11 yards is the gain on the keeper there, but now it's 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. On 3rd down, here's Gibbs. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Escaping the pressure right. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Here's Kyron Williams running out for another possession. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. On the counter, here's Williams. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. He'll get 3 of those penalty yards back here, leaving him with a 2nd and 12. Here's Purdy. A short throw to Ingram.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Here's Ryan Rico now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. Taken from just outside the 30. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And here come the Bills. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. There he goes, right side. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Lance looking to throw it. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Lance. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Alex Highsmith. He's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And they will take over first and 10. Purdy looking to throw. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Play action. Now Purdy. He's got it to Collins, complete. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Purdy. That one taken in by Burton. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. The last of our 3 games on this Wild Card Sunday. Again, one more to follow tomorrow night as we wrap up an exhilarating 3 days of Super Wild Card Weekend. We saw a fine performance in the first half from the former Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. He's over 300 yards passing already as he's looking to possibly put his name in the record book.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Bills offense set to take over to begin quarter number 3. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Brings up second and a yard at the 37-yard line.
In motion left, Bateman. To throw, it's Lance. That's complete, left side to Bateman. 5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down.
That's good for the Bills. First down. First and 10.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2.
Good yardage there on first down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And he stopped after a gain of 1, not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Another run for Gibbs here. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 61 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Hand off now to Gibbs. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Bengals 36-yard line.
Throwing now is Lance. That's complete to Dell. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold or did they rough the quarterback? So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Read option. This is Gibbs. And he is going to lose yardage here. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. And now they'll throw with Lance. Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play. Move on.
Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
2nd down at the 28-yard line.
On play action, Lance. They're going back to the same well. It's Hawkinson again. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Now Lance. That is caught. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. Again, it's Lance. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
That penalty is declined.
Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. And it's up through the goalpost. It's 17-10. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this 2nd half. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Purdy now to throw off the play action. And he checks this one down to Williams. And he gets this up across the Well, every lineman knows the rule. You only get a 1-yard buffer beyond that line of scrimmage, and then the flag is thrown, and he got tagged for it there. Following the penalty, it's Williams. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. 44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Here now, 3rd and a yard. Purdy from the gun. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Foyesade and Lewickin. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And they'll take over here following the interception with a chance to tie the ball game. It's 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Lance going to throw. Got his man, Dell. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 23-yard line.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. And Bateman, he'll go in motion right here. Here's Lance. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Bills' 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
2nd and 3 at the 10-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. And Lance now to throw. He'll find Bateman once more. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In motion left, Bateman. Lance looks to throw again. Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down as his Cincy defense stands up on 3rd.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the 1st row.
Well, the 3 points certainly helps, but you feel like, Charles, at this stage of the game, when you force those turnovers, need to start converting them into touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised myself because I thought in this situation, they were thinking end zone or bust. Now they got to rely on their defense, get the ball back again for another opportunity to get 6 points.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. A short throw to Ingram. He's on his way. Darnell Mooney. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Pass interference. Offense.
Oh, they hate that. Wipes out the big play.
And I know this is the NFL, so they would probably fine you for this type of a penalty. But when I was in college, you used to have to do up-downs for the...
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the third quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit, in a position to make a play on the ball. And boy, that sure turned out well for them.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Bengals offense had Brock Purdy getting ready for this next possession. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Purdy now to throw. And he knocks the ball away. It falls incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Third and 12. And they'll accept that penalty. Out of the gun, Purdy. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Charles Harris with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. The Bengals bring out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's taken it around the 40. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Lance looking to throw it. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down. From midfield, here's Lance. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Now Purdy. Under pressure. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number It's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And it's fielded at the 34. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
That is caught by Dell. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook that can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Lance, Hawkinson crossing the middle and bringing it in. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. They came with a safety blitz, and Daxton Hill got home. Remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take-that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. 3rd quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Throwing here, Purdy. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Burton. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Back to throw, Purdy. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. To throw, it's Lance. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bills shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, Lance. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. On the give, here's Gibbs. 72 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd down and 4.
At the 36-yard line.
In motion right is Smith. Here's Lance to throw it. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Shotgun now for Lance. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Throwing now is Lance. Wide open receiver complete. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Tank Dell with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Bills will add to their 4th quarter lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
An extra point by Bass, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the 4th as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. The tight end in motion right. Here's Purdy. Flush to his right. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a 1st down.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one.
Complete to Mooney on the slant. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's second down and 1. Purdy.
A great job defensively taking away his receivers, and he was forced to put that one into Lake Erie, but that's what good quarterbacks do. They don't take unnecessary chances if they don't have to.
Shotgun now with Purdy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 31-yard line. 14 yards through the air. Caught the D off guard on 3rd and 1. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Purdy looking to throw. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. A short throw to Ingram. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Purdy sets up to throw again. Throw left side complete. That's Williams. And he'll go down at the 28. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. So a pressure spot here for Evan McPherson. He made his first attempt, this from 45. McPherson's kick is good, and this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And now out come the Bills. And this a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here first down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now Lance. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away.
Some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. And Lance now to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are right back in this football game. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
You talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 44. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 2nd down and 8. Operating from the gun. Purdy finds his tight end Ingram. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Purdy from the gun. A short throw to Ingram. So the pitch and catch good for 11, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge, maybe not counted.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Evan Ingram, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Both these teams fighting for their playoff lives, all tied 4th quarter as the kick is away here. Able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Holding. Offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. The Lance going to throw. That one complete down the field to Smith. And he will finally be escorted out of bounds down inside the 35. A big play here for Buffalo. 48 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 34. A first carry now. This is Williams. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. Lance looking to throw it. Looking here for Smith downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
That is caught. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 12-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 10-yard line.
On the option to give to Williams here. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Javonte Williams, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Bills answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter-punch all throughout, and that touchdown breaks our tie here in the fourth quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You're talking about those punches and counter punches. I also think this is where you and I start thinking to ourselves, who's going to make the play to change that, right? Who's going to get out of this little cycle that they're in right now and make a play and give their team a firm advantage?
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Bengals offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Bengals drive about to get going. They trail by a touchdown here in the fourth quarter. Their season, to be frank, it's on the line right now in this wild card matchup. And obviously points are a must here as they begin 1st and 10. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Purdy now to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now Purdy. He's got Burton here. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's not the first time they've looked his way when they've needed a big play. He's been the go-to guy all game long. And they get the hook up again on 3rd down to keep this drive alive.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Purdy. And this will be caught by Mooney. It'll be a gain of 5. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 3rd down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Now they'll toss it out right to Williams. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. The throwing here, Purdy. This one into the hands of Burton. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence, because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? You got to try to go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. So the completion good for 7 there, and that will bring up 2nd down. They go back to the ground with Williams. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Back to throw, Purdy. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37.
Here's Lance. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Now we give up the middle to Williams. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Again, it's Williams. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. Up the middle, it's Williams. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here's Lance. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
A 51-yard attempt.
The kick by Bass is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
So now the Bengals down by 10. A minute 37 remaining. It's certainly a tough situation on the road, needing 2 scores to stay alive in the playoffs as they come up 1st and 10.
He's got Mooney.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Taylor Rapp with a pick.
He may go.
And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown.
This defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick 6.
And how about the way they've played this entire game? Not only have they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick 6s, oh yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
Tyler Bass now for the point after.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now, throw right side here going to be incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. McPherson now for the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the Bills, and that should all but do it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs. The Bills are moving on as we say so long, everybody. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Buffalo.